All right, let's talk more about the leaked Mueller questions. We'll bring in Judge Andrew Napolitano, a Fox News senior judicial analyst. Judge, it was kind of very broad. There was everything in there except when did you first decide to collude with the Russians and what was your inspiration? Other than that, I mean, there was pretty much everything in there. What do you think?
Well, I think this was a treasure trove into the thinking of Bob Mueller and the nature of the investigation that he's conducted, which has all been secret. The only thing we know about his investigation is the people that he's indicted. It's been relatively leak-free. But, for example, when he asked in one of those questions, which to me was the most startling, what assistance, if any, did your campaign give, or did you know of any assistance that your campaign gave, including through Paul Manafort, to the Russians? Were you looking for assistance from the Russians? There has to be some good faith basis for a question like that. Now, where would he get that from? Well, he has a star witness named Rick Gates, who's the former business partner of Paul Manafort, who was the #2 person in the campaign right through to victory and into the transition, and then was a co-defendant with Paul Manafort, and now is Bob Mueller's star witness. He's probably giving them the type of information that forms the bases for these questions.
Or that's what they want you to think. I mean, we don't know where these questions came from. We don't know that they're accurate. I mean, the whole thing sort of smells of a setup. I mean, what do you think is really behind all of this?
I think that these questions were leaked by someone on the president's team who did not want the president, as I don't, I'm not on the team, but I don't want him to do this, to submit to Bob Mueller's interrogation, because it'll be a very, very treacherous situation for him. And I think whoever leaked this wanted the president to see the nature and extent of these questions. Some of them appear to be very easy questions, but when you analyze them and realize there is some factual basis for each one of these questions, and they each are a trigger for dozens of more questions about the same subject matter, I don't know that the president's going to have an appetite for wanting to go through this.
But so I have two questions on that front. Number one, a lot of these questions, I look at them and it's like, what were you thinking on June 12th when you tweeted this? Or what were you thinking when you had this conversation with this person? What did you mean by it? Can't you just say, I don't remember? I don't know. I don't remember. I mean, I don't remember what I was doing on June 12th.
All right. Well, you and I have watched him for the past 15 months. Have you ever heard him say, I don't know, I don't remember? Or have you heard him say, yeah, I'll give you an answer, and then 15 minutes later he finishes?
Well, I don't know. Maybe
That's
it
the
would
danger.
be different in this setting. And when you talk about to dissuade him from sitting down, that implies that he has a choice. I mean, are you sure there's really a choice in sitting down or not? Isn't it?
That's a
Wouldn't
great question.
he not do it until he's compelled?
I don't know that he has a choice politically, because he's said hundreds of times, I can't wait to meet with Bob Mueller, I can't wait to sit down with him. But legally, yes, he has the choice. This is a request, and you can turn the request down. They cannot compel this conversation. They could subpoena him to testify before a grand jury. They did that to Bill Clinton, and Bill Clinton agreed to do it, agreed to have it on television, and it was a disaster for him.
Right.
But this particular interview that Bob Mueller wants, and some of the president's lawyers want, and some don't, is totally voluntary on the part of the president.
So different than the conversation, the way it went down that 4th of July when FBI Director Comey went to interview Hillary Clinton, but I digress. Judge, thank you.
I'm with you on that one, kiddo.
Not quite the same.